Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. Today, we are doing our altcoin of the day and taking a look at SEI. If there's a way you pronounce it and me calling it SEI is triggering for you, I do apologize. On my channel, I try to help the newer, casual, low to medium risk style investors or even trade investors, people new to investing in stocks, crypto, look for more stress-free ways to know when are better times to invest into the markets and ways to maximize your value. So if you are new to crypto, something to consider. And as you saw the NFA thing before, that analysis of market data is not enough to predict future results. So do keep that in mind. Something that has happened, and we have about 4 data points here, is that Bitcoin crypto has this thing called the 4-year cycle from the bottoms and the tops. It's about 4 years between tops. We had money printing here after the COVID crash, and so altcoins, Bitcoin ran earlier last time. However, this was a true top. So next true top might be later 2025. Just something to consider. Does it have to happen again? No, but it could. And so a lot of people are thinking that maybe accruing crypto now by that time might be the play. We wouldn't be doing our job at this channel if we didn't take a look at the fear and greed index. Last time we were up into extreme greed, like the stocks are now, and stocks are at all-time highs, things like Nvidia and the S&P, was when we were getting into close to the time of the ETF approval. And once the ETF was approved, it was a sell the news event, at least in the short term, and we're getting back up there. We are almost back to the prices we were at when the ETF was approved. We're getting close, so just know that as we talk about altcoins typically go the way Bitcoin does, pretty much. And I do videos on the top altcoins, or all the altcoins pretty much, on Robinhood, because there's only a handful, and the top about 10 by market cap on Coinbase. So when I do altcoin of the day videos, I am taking a look at some coins outside of the top 10. I have friends who have talked about this coin, and so let's take a look at it just from what we see from an unbiased view. I'll do my best at that. So as we take a look at this chart, and I've pulled up a few SEI charts, and they're pretty similar. The charts start about last August, so it is a newer coin. Something that I do like is that since it came out, and look, we've gotten back to its high when it came out, after it sold off, that when we started having this run, it has had a very strong move up here. There is a lot of money flowing into this coin. This coin is looking a lot stronger than most. And so you have to weigh a couple things here. One thing to consider, and I've seen this happen the last 2 bull runs. I've been a part of the last 2 4-year cycles in here and in here. And coins that were looking stronger earlier on tended to keep performing better or more solidly overall through the whole bull run. Not to say this has to do it. However, that's just been something I've noticed. So coins I've seen with this sort of chart pattern, like Chainlink, like Solana, I do think those are safer altcoin plays. Now, will they get a 20x, a 50x? Probably not. However, I would feel safer about a coin like this getting a 5 to 10x than trying to find a diamond in the rough, something that will 20 to 50x. When you look for those lower cap altcoins, things like Jasmy, ACH, etc., Orca, that might do that, there's, how should I put this? It's kind of like baseball. You're not going to hit 1,000. You're not going to bat 1,000. You're going to hit a lower percentage. So diversify. Maybe one of them will go. Maybe none of them will go. Maybe all of them will go. But your likelihood of hitting on those becomes a lot less. So each bull run, as I've seen coins with stronger charts earlier on that stay above their moving averages, that show a lot more strength, tend to do better. You can consider something like Jasmy or even XRP. I know XRP has a high market cap. However, XRP's chart, if you were to look it up, does not look good like this one. Again, this one reminds me of Chainlink, reminds me of Solana. So what is this coin all about? To be honest, as far as the crypto jargon behind it, as I'm reading it on Coinbase, it looks like everything else. And I know that might piss some people off, but really, what is the use case of any of these cryptos outside of the Bitcoin? This is just me being real with you guys. I, I do like crypto in the fact that it's a nice way to make some money, and it's been sort of a quote unquote educated gambling type play you could do with some decent technical analysis. You can find where there's value, and if you're patient, that you can reap the benefits of that later. However, it just, it's its own network and it's decentralized. Okay, whatever. How many? I've been reading that since 2017. Again, the only places I've seen crypto utility has been at exchange machines in the ghetto and third world countries. I'm just being real with you, not hating on crypto. I'm sure it might have some nice use case in another 10 years. It's been around for 15 years, and I wish the use case was higher. I'm just saying. So it has a market cap of 1.7 billion. So if you invested 1,000 and you wanted to get 10,000, that would be expecting this to have a $17.2 billion market cap. So real briefly, when you, I won't be on my soapbox too long, when you see those videos that says XRP to 10,000, and yes, they are out there, it is complete bullshit, because that means XRP would have a market cap of 500 trillion. And for reference, Apple, Microsoft have market caps at 3 trillion. So obviously that's not going to happen. XRP isn't going to have a market cap, I don't know, 5 times that of the whole total US GDP. Totally stupid. So I do like the strength of this altcoin, how it's up here and not down here. It's gaining strength rather than losing strength. I do like that about it. Even if it's not going to get a 20x, I would feel safer about getting a 5 or 10x by the time we peak at in another 4-year cycle, should that happen again. No guarantees. Let's take a look at some indicators. We'll start with one of my favorites. It's a buy-sell indicator, and at least when we go to the weekly, we haven't had a buy indicator since we were down here at 10 cents. We made our way up to 90, so it did about a 9x, and it settled down here. So overall, we are at about a 6x right now. As we get, let's go to the yearly first. As we go to the yearly, you can see we're bouncing around between these two fibs here, the 382 and the 236. We've gone under, bounced up, gone under, bounced up. Maybe it's going to happen a third time. We've been ranging in here since January. So for about 45 days, we've been ranging in here. It's starting to get good accumulation in here. And might it shoot up again? Maybe. It inversely could also come down too. It's tightening up. As things tighten up, it can violently go one way or the other. However, that depends on Bitcoin. Something you might notice here in the RSI is we are getting lower. However, if this gets down to the oversold region and we're still in here, then it's going to curl back up eventually, and that could lead to higher prices. So let's get rid of this. Let's take a look at some other indicators. Let's do this EMA scalper, buy, sell. Yeah, buy, sell, buy. As things start to chop, it'll have big moves up or down. So again, that's looking about the same. Am I bullish or bearish on it? I would say, should there be another 4-year cycle, I like the looks of this without even knowing much about it outside of what I've already talked to you guys about. I do like the looks of this as more of a stress-free, solid altcoin play. Again, I don't know who are the developers behind this, if it has scam potential. Do your own research. I'm just looking at the chart here and telling you things I like and don't like. Let's take a look at Super Guppy. Yeah, so this is kind of showing us the same. So as things tighten up, it can move in either direction, up or down. It moved up really well to the upside, started to tighten up and moved up well to the upside when we had those buy signals. And it's starting to get tighter here. So as these lines close in, again, you can expect a big move one way or the other. What other indicators can we look at? How about Darvas box? That's a good one. So when you're at the bottom or below the Darvas box, those can be stronger times to buy. When you're above it, obviously times to wait or even sell. And so we've gone above it. Darvas box has now been leveled off here since about the start of January. Looks like it's going to touch the Darvas box. And again, Is it going to break through and push it higher, or is it going to come down lower? We did get underneath it, but again, we've been having some strength in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is getting close to testing its yearly high from where it was around 49K right when we had ETF approval. So that's what the Darvas box shows. So, verdict. Do I like or dislike this coin? Me personally, without feeling super strong about it, just by hearing about it from friends, I will tell you that I do like this accumulation. Because I am low on research, I'm going to wait. This is me personally speaking. I will wait another month and see if it's still in this range. And if it is, I might throw some money at it. Not financial advice. That's not to say, again, that it can't tip lower. I do like how there's strength in the move or in the coin and the technicals as opposed to something like XRP, Jasmine, and others. I do like how it's up here, it's holding, it's accumulating. Okay, that looks good. Like I said, when I've seen this before with altcoins, the last two bull runs, it can be a safer play by the end of the 4-year cycle should we get one. With newer altcoins, I do worry about rug pulls. However, I will add that a lot of them that do rug pull after releasing typically just keep going down for a long time and do not come back up to test the all-time highs, possibly break above it. It is concerning to me that we are near the all-time high already. So is this going to break above it? Or is it just this is as high as it's going to go, it's going to sell off, and we're going to forget about this, and this is just a coin that did well in a little bit past the mid-cycle or the midpoint of this 4-year cycle? Maybe. So do your own research, take your own risks. Again, I like the strength of this move. It reminds me of other charts such as Link, as you can see, where it's going up here, ranging, and you can see how Link, after accumulated, boom, shot up. However, this was accumulating for 3 months. It reminds me of Solana. So Solana, again, similar-ish chart to SEI, and as you can see, it got down underneath here, and it's already moving back up, possibly to test the all-time highs. It reminds me of, I want to say AVAX is another one. I could be wrong. No, a little bit like AVAX. AVAX a little bit more weakness, obviously, because it went down to the 0.5 fib and now bouncing up. So as far as SEI, it is looking strong to me. I'm on the wrong one. Which SEI was I on? I want to say I was on the Coinbase one. Yep. So it is looking stronger to me. Personally, I'm going to wait another month and see if it's still in this range. And if it goes, that's fine. I don't feel stronger about it than I do some of the other altcoins I'm already in. And I don't dislike the coin either. I do think that overall this might be a safer play. But, I'm trying to give you guys both sides of the story here. Just by looking at the RSI, as you can see, that when we had this big move up and back down and back up again, we still went higher. And we've gone back down. We went below the 50. We're still staying high. And if we move up again, so far each time up, the price has been going higher, as you can see from the RSI to here. So overall, still bullish. We went down, dipped more. Should we get back up here again? Who knows? Maybe this thing's getting ready to do something like a 2x. I could see that. Or maybe it's coming back down here and the price is going to stabilize at around this 58 to 60 cent level. Or maybe it'll even come back down to the 0.5. But as long as it stays above the 618, I do think that's macro bullish. There's one other indicator I think would be good to look at, and that'd be the volume-based support and resistance zone. So, yeah, you can see a lot of strength up here. Once you get into this zone here, the 75 to 70 cent zone, if it did get below that, you can see that it might, this got close to bouncing off there, that the next one lower is this 55 to 46 cent zone. which is right near that 0.5 fib. So if you do like this altcoin, something I like doing with the altcoins I like is I dynamically dollar cost average in. So I might still be dollar cost averaging in, let's say 100 a month. I'm just throwing numbers out there. If it went down a fib level, then 150 a month. If it went down a fib level and a volume level, then maybe 200 a month. So again, I base my dynamic dollar cost averaging off things I really like, and I'm willing to throw in more at it and be a contrarian with the fear factor and try to capitalize when there's a discount. Usually, for most people, new investors, when there's discounts, they get upset, they stop looking, they feel disheartened. And really, if it's a product, a stock, or a crypto you really like, the lower it goes, the better value it is. So I'll give the XRP shills credit that as their crypto is very low, they're putting more into it. God bless them. I hope it works out for those people. You can feel either way about it. So again, when you do your own research, you'll have more conviction in whatever play you make. If you don't have conviction, you don't have to invest into it. So do your own research on SEI. I do think it would be a safer potential play should we get another 4-year cycle as something that, is it going to get the 20Xs? Probably not. However, if you're looking for a safer altcoin, this might be one of them. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care.